NGO Gift of the Givers has spent the last few years helping to deliver clean and reliable water supply to communities across the country, including in areas such as Makhanda in the Eastern Cape. That area is run by the Magana local municipality. Many residents there have been left with intermittent water supply as a result of a drought and infrastructure problems. But just how bad is the situation overall? I'm joined now by Imtiaz Sooliman, Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, founder of Gift of the Givers, to talk about this. Dr. Sooliman, always good to speak to you. So it is election season as ever. People are talking to the various parties about the issue of clean and reliable water supply. In your experience, just how bad is it?
Good afternoon, Thembekile. It's very, very bad. It's been running for quite some time now. It's from the Eastern Cape has been affected from 2015. And unfortunately, the rains haven't come. If it comes, it's just a few drops, a little bit, but not enough to be significant to make a difference. Over the time that we got involved very seriously, and we started off in Makhanda in February 2019, nothing has changed from then till now. In fact, we have to provide more water, bring in more water tanks, to provide more water from the boreholes, put in better filtration systems, and from there expand outputs to many other areas in the Eastern Cape. Right now, in this week, we've sent our borehole teams to many other areas, especially hospitals, where we're getting calls from CEOs and the community where they're actually crying and saying there's no water. In Butterworth, in other areas, in Kala, in Ellisdale, and in Koffibamba, and so many other areas where they're calling, and we're looking at putting up 10 more boreholes. So the one problem is that the water requirement is increasing, the water availability is decreasing, the dams are less. Even I take PE2 now, and the big problem there at the moment. So the water is less available, the dams are decreasing, and a lot of infrastructure is not fully functional. There's not enough water tankers, and there's not enough boreholes from which to put water into those water tankers and then put them into JoJo tanks. So overall, it's a huge issue, and it's just getting worse in the Eastern Cape specifically.
Would I be right, Dr. Sooliman, to say that much of the situation is worsening because there's been poor response planning from the people responsible?
Yes, certainly so. The first problem that government has, let's say it like it is, there is no, understanding as to who really runs water. Is it national government, is it provincial government, or is it the municipality? My own opinion is that water is such an important resource, it should be controlled by national government and nobody else. And because there's discrepancy or discussion between the different tiers of government, eventually everything gets drowned up in paperwork, finances are not released, or discussion of municipalities, money is not made available, or money that's made available is paid towards ESCOM accounts, and then the national department gets upset. So you have this cycle of, of just not following the system between the different tiers of government, and nobody really knows who must take a decision. And in the process, the consumer in the end suffers. It affects universities, schools, hospitals, and drinking. Even affects the animals, and so many animals have died in the process. So it is squarely in the hands of government. And I don't know, they're waiting for the rain to come. And then sometimes when you ask them, they say we're building a dam. And you ask, does that solve the problem this afternoon? And they look at you with a blank face. It's a long-term project to put dams. In the absence of dams, in the absence of rivers, in the absence of desalination plants and water seas, which is very, very expensive and causes a lot of pollution. And the only other option is to put up boreholes. And the Eastern Cape and the whole of South Africa is endowed with abundant groundwater. It just needs the right contractors, the right geologists to make the right decisions to drill in the right places. And we've drilled 440 boreholes in the last 30 months with extreme success. We can do it, surely others can do that too.
And Dr. Sooliman, how much assistance are you getting from, and I'll ask now about the Eastern Cape municipalities in particular, because you were just referencing the example of the Magana municipality, which is responsible for Makhanda, the former Grahamstown.
We don't get any assistance from the municipalities because they're open up front. They call us and they tell us plainly we have no money. And look, in terms of no assistance, it's from a financial point of view, they tell us it's carried. But from a cooperation point of view, they've been absolutely brilliant. All the municipalities in the Eastern Cape have been just fantastic, working with us, and thanking us wherever we go. Not that we're looking for thanks, but no obstructions, no red tape, no bureaucracy. In fact, they're most welcome, and they are actually sending their trucks when they do have water tankers to our boreholes and taking the water from our boreholes. The cooperation is excellent. Even in Makhanda, the cooperation is excellent. from the Amatola district municipality, from Pedi, and all the others. We've had no problem in terms of cooperation. It's just a question of finance is the one issue. Secondly, I think they've lost a lot of their highly trained people, where the engineers, the technical people, so they are under-resourced in terms of skilled personnel, which presents an additional problem. And people who come from outside consultants are very, very expensive and the price is outrageous. And, national government needs to put it right. So there is a paucity of skills in many of the municipalities, but there is no lack of willingness to cooperate, to work together, to do things together. We meet mayors, we meet municipal managers, we meet the councillors, and we have a phenomenal relationship throughout the East Cape. It's a question of finance.
Let's speak about the finances and national government, because I recall an episode around 2019 where you either withdrew your assistance or came very close to it because there'd been fallout over who was meant to pay for what between yourselves and the Water and Sanitation Department. Where is that relationship currently?
The relationship is excellent. Currently, the relationship is excellent. With water and sanitation nationally, with province and Makanda municipality. It's the best it could ever be. At that point, we walked out on a matter of principle. Because when we came in February, we said, they asked us, can you help for 3 days? Because there was no water. And they said, in 3 days' time, the problem will be solved. And when we went in, we realized it's not going to be a 3-day story. This is going to be a several months story. And we said, bottled water is not the solution. It provides water instantly, yes, but long-term, that's not the solution. We need to put bores all over your city, to make things available. Your dams not on the east side. You have not enough water, and you have enough water, but no functioning pumps. On the west side, you have functioning pumps, but no water. So it's lopsided. What's working on the left it works on the left-hand side, but there's no water. It doesn't work on the right-hand side, but there's no water. And the water is to come from the east to the west. That is the problem.
So
other areas were highlighted. That is the problem.
Pardon me,
and
sir.
So, sorry?
Pardon me, I just wanted to ask you one last question because we're running out of time, and that's to do with the finances. If you're not getting a lot of financial assistance from government, how sustainable is the work that you're doing in the Eastern Cape? How much longer can you afford to drill boreholes and the rest of it?
Well, South Africans are very, very generous. I got one sponsor this week for 10 boreholes alone in the Eastern Cape. If you're not getting any contribution, we're getting zero contribution from government. Let's make that clear. The money that's coming is from corporate companies, from individuals, people who suddenly have lost a family member and want to put a bore in their name, or from other type of people. So the finances, as long as it's coming, the 440 boreholes that we've drilled over the years is purely funded by donors, nothing from government. And as long as it keeps coming, we keep marketing it, and people are, opening their ears, they're listening, and they want to help. So as long as the support comes, we will keep going on.
Imtiaz Sooliman, founder of Gift of the Givers, thank you for all the work that you're doing for these communities. Quite disappointing, though, to hear that the government is not doing its part, at least not even paying for some of the work that's being done to make sure that these communities hard hit by drought are able to access water through the boreholes.